He went from being hated by his teammates to becoming the best winger in the world. Vinicius Junior is on smoke now. But the truth is, at the start, he didn't look like it. At the start, Vinicius was just like the average Brazilian baller, with dreams of making it to the top. He was born on July 12, 2000, in São Gonçalo, Brazil, and he had to deal with poverty immediately. Vinicius Senior and Tatiana Vinicius were poor, meaning from that young age, Vinny had to get accustomed to the hard life in front of him. But despite all this, he found the one sport he knew could keep him going: football. Thanks to his uncle Ulysses, Vinny soon realized that he should take the game seriously, like one of his idols Robinho did early on. I was always playing with my friends on the street, and the reasons I would go home were to play FIFA, eat, or sleep. He was addicted to the game. Pretty soon, Vinny's hard work started paying off, but just not in the way he thought it would. When he joined Flamengo in 2016, he was initially signed as a futsal player, but Vinny didn't relent. Even when he was told to play left back, despite having the skills to move up front, he did it with minimal fuss. And as the years passed, he moved from futsal talent to a proper player. 2017 now, and that's when Vinny got the big jump in his career. After making his debut for Flamengo that season, Vinny was everywhere. See, he'd started making a name for himself with his skill moves and exciting talent. And in the 2017 South American Under-17 Championships of that year, he balled hard. With 7 goals, he finished as the competition's top scorer and best player. And by the time he was done, Vinny entered a bidding war that would change his life. He had 2 of the biggest clubs in the world fighting to cop him: Barcelona and Real Madrid. Initially, it looked like he was all set to move to Barca, having said he admired them in the past. But in the end, when Los Blancos came calling, they put in a bid he just couldn't say no to. $46 million later, and he was the next Brazilian talent to play for the club, just like his idol Robinho. Despite signing his new contract with Madrid, Vinny didn't move to the club immediately. He still needed time to take it all in and develop his skills. And in 2018, he packed his bags, and his next destination was the city of Madrid. At his new club, they were going through a phase. The plan must have been for Vinny to come in and work his way up gradually. But you see, Madrid had just passed another era in the club's history, and it was time to rebuild. Cristiano Ronaldo, Madrid's greatest player ever, had just left the club that summer, and head coach Zidane left too, meaning Madrid needed reinforcements in attack. And instead of spending heavily in the market, Vinny was pushed straight in. In his first season in La Liga, for a 19-year-old, he did alright. 7 goals and 13 assists in 36 games, plus he had some personal highlights too. In the Club World Cup final against Al Ain, he had an assist in the 4-1 to help the team win the competition, scored in the Madrid derby that season, and if not for a torn ligament injury, he could have played even more. With a season full of promise like that, Vinny was expected to kick in the 2019-20 season, especially with the club signing Eden Hazard to make him the record signing that summer. Both of them played in the same position, meaning Vinny had to step up, else he'd risk losing out, and what followed next was a roller coaster of emotions. 1920 now, and it went wrong. He failed to kick on. Personally, watching Vinicius play that season felt strange. It was almost as if he played to prove a point in every game. Zidane was back too, and once Vinny's performances dropped, the heat came with it. To be honest, the only reason Vinny was able to start as many games that season was because his direct replacement Hazard couldn't stay fit and was always injured. He played 38 games that season and hit 5 goals and 4 assists. For a winger playing for Real Madrid, especially after a good debut campaign, this was a fall-off. On the plus side, Vinny made his national team debut that year and scored his first El Clasico goal too. Moved him to tears, but that was as good as it got. If you think that was bad, 2020-21 was even worse. His teammates started hating on him. 49 games played, 6 goals and 7 assists, and a lot of missed chances too. By the time they started adding up, well, let's just say his teammates were getting frustrated. He had the skills, but they were of no use if he couldn't get his end product up. And in the game against Borussia Mönchengladbach, the internal hate climaxed. Benzema told Mendy not to pass to Vinny because he felt he was playing against them. That was an all-time low, man. And at this point, it had been enough to mentally break any youngster in the game. But you see, Vinny's different breed. He'd been grinding his way to the top way back, and he knew all he had to do was put in the work to improve his game. And in the season that followed next, he shocked the world. Vinny hit another gear. The numbers went up, and so did his levels too. He still had that dribbling ability and flair from years back, but in the offseason, Vinny had taken extra time to work on his finishing and end product, and the results were stunners like this. He hit 22 goals and 20 assists in 52 games that season, 42 goal contributions for Madrid alone, amazing. Vinny's biggest moment that campaign, though, came in the grandest stage of all. The Champions League final. 1 year after that Benzema incident, and now in Paris against Liverpool, Vinny scored the goal that decided it. A 14th Champions title for Madrid. Incredible. Vinny even got nominated for the Ballon d'Or that year. And it's safe to say this was the turning point, because ever since that campaign, he's only gotten better and better. In 2022-23, it was a continuation of the same thing. He hit the 20-digit mark in both goals and assists that campaign, helped Madrid win the UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup, and Copa del Rey, add that to scoring in the World Cup for Brazil. He was entering that God mode. Looking at Vinny again, he's a joy to watch now. The truth is, he's improved in every aspect of his game, not just the goal scoring or assist department too. In the 2022-23 season, Vinny completed more dribbles than anyone else in Europe's top 5 league with 103. He was the most fouled player in the same category, with 92 fouls against him that same campaign, and he completed more take-ons than anyone else with 112. The guy was in a class of his own. In the previous campaign, Vinny somehow managed to raise his bar even higher. The numbers may have gone down in the assist category, but looking at the number of games he played, it was more than a direct match. He had 24 goals and 11 assists that campaign in 35 matches. But there was more to his game now. Vinny was the definition of a big player. In the Copa del Rey, with Ronaldo watching, Vinny stole the show. A hat trick in El Clasico. Not even Ronaldo managed that for Madrid. Champions League, 6 goals and 5 assists in the competition. Allow me to rephrase that. He assisted twice against Manchester City in the quarterfinal stage, hit a brace against Bayern Munich in the semifinals, and in the final itself, he was once again clutch. Scored the goal to see the 15th Champions League title. Back-to-back Champions League final goals too. Now, Vinny's on top of the world. From being the face of fighting against racism to signing for Rock Nation and hanging out with superstars like Jay-Z, everyone wants a piece of the new Samba Prince. Because with the way he's even playing, he's not stopping anytime soon. On a personal level, Vinny won the Champions League Player of the Season award, made the Team of the Season in both the Champions League and La Liga, and is the outright favorite to win the Ballon d'Or in October. At the moment, Vinny is the best in the world. He's currently got his eyes set on playing for Brazil in the Copa America, and if he can take the same form and energy he did for Madrid into the competition, there's no stopping him. You just can't hate the guy. He's winning in the game and life, and he subscribed to our channel too.